Dear students, let us continue our discussion on automatic generation control. Mainly now we will be discussing about the commonly used terms in the AGC and what the various functions AGC does. So here are some of the commonly used terms in AGC. The first one is control area. So a large scale of power system is divided into a number of control areas. A control area is part of a system to which a common generation control is applied. Okay, so about this we have already seen that a geographically large area we are going to subdivide into various areas. So a control area is a part of the system to which the common generation control is applied. So next one is the tie line. The transmission line connecting two or more areas are called as tie lines. Okay, so the active power flow from one area to another area is via this tie line. Okay, so what we have in a large geographically connected areas, we will be subdividing the power systems as area 1 and area 2. Okay, so both these areas will be in fact independent and whatever load is there in that area, it will be independently satisfied by the generator in that load. But in some cases, okay, we are going to have the interconnection between two adjacent areas. So in case if the area 2 is facing the problem of deficient power generation, then it can have the power from the area 1. Okay, so that happens over this tie line. Okay, so this is the transmission line in between the two neighboring areas. Okay, in between two areas where the power transfer is going to take place. So that is tie line. Then net interchange. The net interchange between the control areas, there is a mutual prearranged net power on the area tie lines called as a scheduled net interchange. That means suppose there are two neighboring areas, okay, which are connected by these tie lines. So in between these two areas, okay, so already based on the load pattern on both the areas, okay, it will be prefixed that area 1 can send 50 megawatt of power to area 2, or say for example area 2 can interchange 20 megawatt of power at 11th hour of a day to area 1. So like this net interchange will be fixed and it will be in terms of packets of megawatt. Then the frequency. There are different frequencies commonly used. First one is the term called as system frequency. So it is the actual frequency in the system AC voltage. So that we refer as a system frequency. Next is the standard frequency. It is the frequency intended to be used as reference. So standard frequency means in India everywhere we follow the standard frequency as 50 Hertz. Okay, so which we can have as a reference, or every power system will try to maintain its frequency to 50 Hertz. Then such value we call as a standard frequency. Then rated frequency. It is the frequency for which the generating equipment is designed. Okay, so in our power system we will be having interconnection of various components of the power system, and those all components will be having their rated values. Okay, so rated values are nothing but for those values that particular equipment is designed. Okay, so rated frequency is such value at which that device is designed to operate. Then scheduled frequency. It is the frequency which the system attains to maintain. Then the scheduled frequency, even though the rated frequency is 50 Hertz. So suppose in a power system it will become hard to always maintain that reference frequency. So we can expect that 49.9 okay, may be the frequency which we can maintain in our power system. Then such value we call as a scheduled frequency. Then the next commonly used terms are frequency bias. Okay, so it is the offset in the scheduled net power interchange of a control area. okay, and it is varied proportional to the frequency deviation, and it is in a direction so as to bring the system frequency to the scheduled frequency. So this is what is the frequency bias. Further, the time deviation, it is the ratio of the accumulated or integrated difference between the system frequency and rated frequency to the rated frequency. So it is time deviation is the ratio of two parameters. The parameter is ratio, it is a ratio of accumulated difference between system frequency and rated frequency. So that difference we are going to take in numerator, and in denominator we will be taking the rated frequency. So time deviation is the offset in the scheduled net interchange of power of a control area proportional to the time deviation in the direction to restore the time deviation to 0. Then next term is load frequency characteristic. Okay, so for a control area, it is the change in total area load resulting from a change in system frequency. The next important term is station control error. It is the station generation minus the assigned station generation. Okay, so this is reserved to the way error is defined in a control system as a reference quantity minus the controlled quantity. Okay, so like that we give the station control error here. Then unit control error, it is the unit generation minus the assigned unit generation. Okay, so unit is the term referred to generator here. Okay, so the definition of this error is unit generation minus the assigned unit generation, means from a particular generator, suppose it is expected that it generates 50 megawatt, then that is called as assigned unit generation, and unit actually it generates is suppose only 48 megawatt, then the difference of these two we call as a unit control error. Then these are some of the terms commonly used in AGC. Now let us see what are the functions of AGC. In a power system, the load and losses are sensitive to frequency. If a generating unit is tripped or the load on the system is increased, the power mismatch is initially compensated by extracting the kinetic energy from system inertial storage, causing a decline in system frequency. As the frequency decreases, the power taken by load also decreases. Equilibrium in larger system is generally obtained when the reduction in frequency sensitive load balances the output of the tripped generator or the load increase at new frequency. If the equilibrium is reached, it is in less than 2 seconds. If the mismatch is large, then the governor action has to increase the generation and the units such that equilibrium is reached. When the reduction in the power taken by the load plus the increase in generation makes up for the mismatch, such equilibrium is reached in 10 to 15 seconds after tripping the unit or connection of additional load. So the main requirement of the AGC is to ensure the first thing is the frequency of various bus voltages are maintained at a scheduled frequency. Then the next one is the tie line power flows are maintained at a scheduled level, and the third important function AGC is supposed to carry out is the total power is shared by all the generators economically, or in short we can call this as economic dispatch also. So in all the generators in which AGC is connected, it will be carrying out these three important functions. Then along with this, in some of the new AGCs, there are many other functions are also involved, but basically it is expected from the AGC that the frequency it maintains to the constant value, then further it maintains the voltage also to the constant value, then it have control over the tie line power flow, and also it has the economic dispatch. Okay, so regarding economic dispatch already we have discussed in detail in our earlier subject power system analysis 1. Okay, and about the first two functions mentioned here for the AGC. Okay, so we can just have the discussion on them in detail.